Welcome everybody. We end up having a washer here, model number, it can be found somewhere in the back here. Let's see if we can get a focus on that. And can we make that out? Yeah, we can. So this washer here has been making one hell of a racket. Let's try and get that focus out. There we go. So as far as a racket, when it ends up getting into a wash cycle, it ends up squeaking like crazy. It's okay on spin, but a whole lot of very, very loud squeaking. So let's just give us a moment until it gets to the point of squeaking. And of course, now that there's no clothes in here, and I'm trying to demonstrate this crazy squeaking, it doesn't squeak on us. But I was looking into what the issue could be and found something else. Alright, tools for the job. This is all we need. In order to go and open this up, first of all, we want to make sure our washer is stopped. So I just push this switch in, and somewhere in the back here, in that darkness, I shouldn't have pushed this all the way in. So hang on, I'm just unplugging it. And unplugged. So want to make sure that we are unplugged, and we can go and check that. Yeah, okay. So switch comes on, nothing. So I have already gone and removed some screws in this top panel here. Just to make sure, I've got 4 screws going in the top here, and those are these beautiful little Torx head screws. So, see that now? With all 4 of those out, this panel here just comes right off, tips forward. What we can do is just lift that out of the way, because we want to go and disconnect the switch that connects to the top of the door here. So I'm just gonna go and disconnect this now. Oh, hey, I even did that one-handed. Giddy up. All right, so now with that out of the way, I can go and prop my panel up. Very sharp edges all throughout the inside of these washers, so watch yourself. I'm going to jump in there and jiggle it a little forward so everything's all nicely propped up out of the way. We want to get this front panel off. So to get the front panel off, I'm going to use my trusty spatula or painter's, whatever you want to call it. If I go and I push it in, we're coming in at about, or so far. What it does is it pushes that spring clip inside there and loosens off that front panel. And I do it, there we go. Let's go a second time. Wow, just like that, panel's out. So again, very sharp edges. So go and lift that out of the way. There ends up being a couple of points down on the bottom that end up holding that panel. I'm just gonna move this off to the side here. So, all right, now for our top panel. It's really only held on by 2 little screws here, and all I've done is I've taken a screwdriver, so that ends up having interchangeable bits, and go and loosen these points off. So easy enough to do. I thought I'd have a camera person to help me out on this, but not right now. She's going and getting the parts for me from across the street. So 1 screw, and talent. Got this. One-handed, coming in there. And it is out. So screw is out. So 2 screws, setting those next to the 4 that end up holding or going to the top of those 4 corkscrews anyways. And we're ready to go and remove this top. So again, let's see if we can do it one-handed. Not recommended, but I do have this removed now, so it should just lift off. And yeah, sure enough, off it comes. Watch your fingers, maybe put some gloves on, so that way the whole thing comes off. So what I'm trying to get at here are these tub straps here. You can see this one here, it should actually be going and mounting onto this point here in order to keep that tub nice and stable. But it ends up being a little broken. It's not supposed to be open like that or loose. So I noticed this one. I also noticed this one over here. You can see completely sheared off. So it should be connected back here. Same thing, this one completely separated. This one here, totally loose as well. So in order to replace those, I just ordered the straps off of Amazon, and you can see, let's go underneath here. So something like this strap here. Let's try and get a better angle. You can see I've already gone and I've loosened these off. Again, using my screwdriver without the bit in there. It goes and nicely fits onto the bottom. And if we go on we remove that screw, it's just gonna fall forward. And this little strip here, such this comes out. So we can go and replace the strap. Sorry, let's go and we can replace the strap, just sliding it off, put the new one on, push a clip back in, and then tighten that up. So I'll go through, I'll do that in all 4 places because we've got the clip here, got another clip in the back. Take your time, go slow, and I've got another one back here too. So 4 points, go and remove those and add your new straps on. I'll just wait for those parts and we can resume. So I've got all 4 straps out. And these clips, they are all identical. So if you mix them up, not a big deal. Front ones will go into the back ones will go into the front. I also wanted to point out when you're trying to go and access those strips in the back, because it ends up being a little bit tight, you can just go and pull your tub out of the way to get an extra arm in there. So easy enough to do. I'm just waiting now for those old straps. Maybe I'll clean up this tub a little bit. It looks a little bit dirty. I guess I should also point out the screw size on the top are of the drum, where the other end of these straps are supposed to go and mount. It's not the same size as all the other screws. So this is where I have to break out an adjustable wrench. I'm not too happy about that. But let me go and work at getting all 4 of these off. Alright, parts have arrived, and let's see how they end up fitting. So all 4 of these are going to come together. I got my clips. I'm going to go and push this in here and, oh, come on, do it. That is very satisfying. So nice and spongy. So all 4 times, look over here. Oh, wait, no, these ones here. So these are all the new ones. There we go. So I'll go and pop these in there first. Alright, little pro tip here. What I found when going and trying to install these, I ended up screwing in my screws so I could go and put them in easier, but no, bad idea. Make sure you have that backed all the way out before you try and install them. Otherwise it's going to go in at an angle. So I'm going to take this last one. I've already gone and put all 3 of those in. I'm going to work on this last one over in the corner, which is right back over here. You got to go to where the fingers. Back over here in the corner. So I'm just going to pop that clip in from the underside. and it'll come through the top. And because I have that screw backed all the way out, now it should just go straight into the hole, nice and easy. If you have it at an angle, I'm not sure if you can see that. Oh, okay. Focus, focus. You can see it's coming up nice and clean. When I tried doing that with it backed out before, it had a tendency to try cutting new threads, which was a bad thing. So, and we are tightened up. All right, all four. Next stage, what I'm gonna do is, let's go over here. Follow where I'm thinking. So, I've already loosened off some of these, so we should be able to just go and pop our strap right on top of our tub stud there. And then our bolt will go back on top. So I'll have to go and tighten that up using my trusty crescent wrench. So sorry I don't have sockets here. We live in a condo. Not a whole lot of tools at home here. So, and with that somewhat snugged up, just enough that it's not going to go anywhere. Maybe I can go a little bit more. I can then go and repeat that in all 4 points. So next I'll be removing this one back here, the broken strap, so that I can work my way all the way around. So let's get this one off. Old broken strap off. Broken strap is now off, and new one, which is also black and probably impossible to see. I can just go and pop on and go and tighten this screw back up. I'll do this 2 more times for the other side, and let's close her up. All right, so we're looking good now. We have all of our straps in. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I should also say it's a lot easier to do if you don't have a bunch of water sitting in the tub, because this tub will move a whole lot easier. So I should have pumped that out, but no matter. I'll hand the camera over and we'll quickly go and reassemble. First thing, we end up having our top going back on. So all it's going to do is essentially sit on there. I haven't even found any kind of guide point for it. It just kind of goes and pops on and makes a pile of racket. So I've got my 2 points down here that I can go and reattach my screws. Let's go and have a look. This is the entire setup. We only had like 4 screws. I needed one of these tiny torque kits in order to go and deal with the tops of those screws. These 2 screws, that's all that's going or holding in the front. So back over here, this will be very quick to reassemble. I love that I actually had everything at home. So. And second one. I also need to go back up here. End up having my door switch. Go and reconnect that. So that's all done now. I can take my top panel, put that back on. Those tabs are just going to go and fit into those slots. So that's now back on. Let me go and pop those screws back in real quick. I can go and trim that down. Screwdriver, boom. And let's get in here. So, and 4 times for 4 screws. Last thing, let me go and add some power in there, and then we can see it run before I pop that last panel on. Let's go back here. Come on. There we go. And now if I go and I pull my switch on, you can see it in action. Dampening strips. If we can get a focus on there. Very hard to see because it is kind of dark. And let's see what's going on there. Kind of. Alright. Let me go and close it or shut her off. I will pop that front panel on. And we should be good. So, tabs down at the bottom. So the panel's just gonna pop in or slide into those. And then when you line up I've got some pins down here that I'll actually go and line up the panel. Come on. Done this so many times. It's been easy every time except for right here. So, there we go. There we go. Done. And just like that, we are in a spin cycle now, and all sounds good. So, other than it's still sucking water out of there. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Add some comments in there. Can you go and fix your washer as well?